Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible to you. Yes or no? Yeah. Okay. So today I'll be doing the live analysis of iCAT 9, which was available out in the open to everyone. It's free of cost for entire India. So today I'll tell you my approach. What would be my approach to attempt any mock? In this case, it's iCAT 9. By the way, it's not just that. There's one more thing I want to tell you, and that is that I have not gone through any of the questions here. I haven't gone through any of the questions. Well, it can be dangerous for me, isn't it? So when I say live mock, that is what we have said. Live mock analysis, which essentially means that it should actually be live mock analysis. I have not practiced it. I have not seen any of the questions. In fact, this PPT is put up here by one of team members. I just entered without looking there that what is written on the board. Okay. So I hope this is the best strategy through which I can actually tell you what has to be done, isn't it? Do you agree? All of you? Hana? So the questions are as new to me as it were to you when you attempted this mock. Right now they're not new to you, but for me it's totally new. Okay, so let's do that. Let's start it. The first section, as all of us know, is VARC, isn't it? So do I have a permission? Should I look at the board? Let's do it. I won't be solving everything, of course, because that is not possible. If I have to solve things, I'll take 2 hours. But because I'll be thinking something, and if I keep on telling you what I'm thinking, then it won't be finished in 2 hours. It'll take 6 hours because you'll be asking doubts also, isn't it? Right. तो इसलिए मैं पूरा सॉल्व नहीं करूँगा, मैं बताऊँगा कौन सा सॉल्व करना चाहिए था, ठीक है? So VARC, what's my strategy? First of all, so to keep on noting these points, my strategy is that I choose an RC which suits best to me. Okay, so note these things down. How to choose that RC? There are 2 things. First, genre. Second, type of questions. That is what all people feel. Like we have been so much fixated on this thing कि ये genre मेरे को आता है, ये नहीं आता. मैंने कॉमर्स किया तो बिजनेस वाले पैसेज आसान हैं, साइंस वाले मुश्किल हैं. मैं इंजीनियर हूँ तो मेरे को साइंस वाला आसान लग रहा है. मैं इंजीनियर हूँ या कॉमर्स हूँ, हिस्ट्री में समझ ही नहीं आती. All that stuff is irrelevant. The more relevant thing is the types of questions, because they're not checking your general knowledge, isn't it? Whatever is given in terms of lines, passages, words, you have to just go through them and try to answer the questions. Okay, so I will start choosing the passage which looks best, which I feel will be the best one for me. All right. So the first passage, now how will I choose it? See, I'll read a few words, okay? How difficult can it be to get an award show right? Award show. What kind of award show? I don't really know. Last weekend, an award show to recognize the most stylish people in India reselected Sridevi, showing her laughing and staring blankly at the stage in equal measure. इतना पढ़ लिया, ठीक है, मुझे मालूम पड़ गया किस बारे में ये है. So this is basically arts and culture based passages, probably. On Monday early morning, I got to see another show, ठीक है. 2018 Oscars had been criticized even when it was held for claiming that it would focus on cinema and not making political statements. Thankfully, Oscars by far the biggest and most respected film award show. So it's about arts and culture. But you soon forgot that hiccup. What is hiccup? Hitchki bolte Hindi mein isko. Hiccup. It's a hurdle. It's a problem. When the show began with host Jimmy Kimmel from taking dig at Hollywood's Handsy Men, Kimmel moved on to addressing a welcome change for Indian hosts. So basically, and Kimmel thankfully. So as you can see, this talks all about Indian award show, and then it takes a lot of references from Oscars. This is the kind of passage which is actually very interesting, and from the lines that I have read, I don't see any complexity. Yes or no? Do you see any complexity? Do you see any complexity here? Not really. Words are simple, names are simple, sentence structure is very simple. So to understand this passage is very simple, right? Do you agree? Now let us look at the questions. So this is not why I will decide to choose this passage. I'll also look at the questions. How does the author delineate their disapprobation towards the utilization of Sridevi's visage in the Indian award spectacle? Promotional stratagem was deemed tasteless, imagery was an apt homage, portrayal meticulously mirrored her career trajectory, it was a calculated maneuver to bolster viewership metrics. Now you can see the words that have been used in the passage and the words that are used in the question are very different, isn't it? The question is not that difficult. If you read the passage, you will get the answer, but the words are pretty difficult. Let's look at the second question. In delineating the dichotomy between Indian and Oscar award ceremonies, which attribute of Oscars does the author laud? Which attribute does the author laud? So the author is applauding some attribute of Oscars, which we'll get if you read the entire passage. Deliberate division of political societal dialogues, capacity to entertain and deflect attention, recognition and endorsement of social political justice, predilection for levity over substantive discourse. Now you can see again the words used are very difficult, technical terms are there, right? So right now I'm thinking I should skip this passage. मन तो मेरा यही कर रहा है. Third देखते हैं. How does the author interpret Hollywood award ceremonies engagement with controversies, movements like Me Too and Time's Up as a diversion from engaging serious discourse? Tokenistic recognition lacking substantive transformation, excessive focus and undermines the show's entertainment and quotient, genuine endeavor to foster change and heighten awareness. This question looks like doable, okay? Given the author's critiques and observations, what might be perspective? By the way, all these questions, if you see, see, this question is again reasoning based. This question is fact based. Does the author laud? But probably you will draw some inferences also, fact or inference. Then third is, how does the author, again this is reasoning based. Fourth, given the author critiques, what might be a prospective trend? Again, this is reasoning and inference based questions. So see, I'll tell you what, the questions which are reasoning and inference based can be difficult questions, and normally 50% of all the questions in RC are inference based. But here we have two questions that are reasoning based, so I would like to skip this passage and save for if I have some time. Okay? Let's skip that. Sorry, it is live. खुशी तुमने skip कर दिया था, बहुत अच्छा किया था. मैं भी skip कर रहा हूँ इसको. Next. Waleed Rally says genius of American patriotism managed to be inclusive. Word accounts for difference at first blush. Answer is as simple as patriotically appealing. ठीक है. Into a fog, there is something different operating in America, something more subtle, complex, ingenious. So this passage is also simple in terms of language, but it is a bit difficult than the previous one. Passage. America, like Australia, New Zealand, and recognized as part of New World. ठीक है, New World की बात हो. Rally says America has its creed. Contrast the message of Australia's staunchest patriot. So basically, it is a kind of comparison between America and other New World countries, right? From what I can gather. So this is all about, it can be a kind of an article by an author. Okay? Let's look at the questions now. How does Waleed Rally characterize the inclusivity of American patriotism compared to other forms? सिंपल. हाउ डज, सिंपल सी बात की गई है. मुझे देख के मालूम पड़ रहा है कि ऐसे सवालों के आंसर ढूंढने में हमें एक दो क्लू मिलते हैं. आई थिंक इट शुड बी डूएबल. सेकंड, व्हाट फंडामेंटल एस्पेक्ट डिफरेंशिएट्स, व्हाट फंडामेंटल एस्पेक्ट, it is pointing on to a specific fundamental aspect. When I read this word, automatically I feel that this will be a fact based question. There will be facts given in the passage, out of which I have to select one. Okay, strong emphasis, lesser focus, more fluid open concept, adherence, again doable, fact based. Seventh, what key factor contributes to forward looking sense of national pride? Key factor, it can be fact based or inference. Policy driven approach, historical lack of engagement, economic model, civil creed. Now look at this. Policy driven approach is very different from historical lack of engagement, and it is very different from economic model. Again, different from civil creed of individual. Now you think, see, all these four options, they are not confusing, isn't it? This is how I should choose. This is how you should choose. कई बार होता है कि चार ऑप्शन में दो बहुत कंफ्यूजिंग है, दो एक से दिखाई दे रहे हैं. बट यहाँ पे all these four options are too different from each other, isn't it? Very different. इसका मतलब ये है कि इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने में कंफ्यूजन जीरो होगा ही नहीं. डू यू अग्री? sort of, yeah, I just told you, 2 to 3 lines of the opening paragraphs. That is what I'm doing. Okay, cool. So do you agree with this point? करने लायक है. 8th, considering Riley's insights, how might future discussions on national identity in multicultural societies evolve? By reinforcing ethnic cultural boundaries towards more inclusive frameworks through the exclusion of multicultural principles, focusing solely on historical achievements. A और C थोड़ा सा close लग रहा है देखने में, but फिर भी हम इसे easily eliminate कर सकते हैं. This question is inference based and we can do that. It is a bit difficult than the question 6th and 7th, but yeah, it is doable. And overall, I have chosen this passage. समझ गए आदित्य? That is the perspective. That is how you choose questions. And by the way, I'm talking to you. If I do not have to talk to you, then I can do this thing in 2 or 3 minutes each. ठीक है ना? 2 मिनट में देखा, पहला छोड़ दिया, ये देखा 2 मिनट में समझ में आ चुका है. क्वेश्चन भी पढ़ लिए, हल्के फुल्के ऑप्शन भी पढ़ लिए. Now I'll put in 3 to 4 minutes to read the entire passage and 3-4 minutes more to answer this. So basically, by now I would have spent 2 plus 2 plus 3 4, 3, 7 plus 2 around 8 to 10 minutes and I'm done with one passage. Is this clear, everyone? Khadija, that's what I told, no? Let me give you one more perspective. So, my idea is to solve one RC first and then move on to VA. You know why? Because I'm not here to massage my ego कि मुझे English अच्छी आती है, मैं तो करके ही रहूँगा, record तोड़ना है. No, my motive is to solve 12 to 16 questions correctly from VARC. By now, I have solved 4 questions and I still have 30 to 32 minutes left. Now, I'll not look at the other 2 passages. एक बात confirm है, पहला मुझे skip करना है. I'll directly go to VA. Cool. Is that understandable, all of you? All right. Chalo. So now I'll skip all the passages. I'll go to 17th question directly. This is what? Parajumble. Parajumble, I don't like parajumble. वैसे भी इसका जिस चीज़ का short form PJ हो, उसे कौन like करेगा, isn't it? I don't like PJs. I'll do it afterwards. I'll do something else, in VA. Khadija, just by seeing passage, don't skip that. That's what I told you. It's not about the passage or the genre. It's more about how the questions have been created. The first passage was so easy to read, interesting, but the questions were so too much technical jargon was used over there. You know what is jargon? The words, the complex words. So that's why I left it, right? So, PJ, I won't be doing that. Let's go further. Summarizes. Para-summary. Para-summary I like. I like para-summary because of multiple reasons. One is that I have been writing Pressy in my childhood days, which all of you must have done, right? Isn't it? सबने किया होता है. दूसरी बात, यहाँ पे जो ये पूरा होगा, this is hardly, you seemed at first to take no notice. यहाँ इतना सा है, hardly 60 words, and now we have to just kind of make it half or 1/3. So I have to just keep in mind what are the key ideas or supporting ideas. So the para summary should consist of those key ideas. That is what I have to look. It's very mathematical in approach, right? I don't have to be a pro or expert in language for that. I just read it and I look at the correct the keywords and I do that, right? So एक काम करते हैं, एक मैं आपको दिखाई देता हूं करके, है ना? All right. चलो एक कर लेते हैं. ये कर लेते हैं. You seemed at first to take no notice of your school fellows, or rather to set against them. But मतलब पहले हमने उनके नोटिस ही नहीं किया या फिर हम उनके खिलाफ भी नहीं गए, because they were strangers to you. They knew as little of you as you have been the reason for their keeping aloof from you as well. है ना? पता ही नहीं था कुछ. Philosophy थोड़ा सा है. Learn never to conceive a prejudice against others because you know nothing. This is a key idea. Here is the key idea. बाकी दोनों बातें details हैं. They are just examples, illustrations. The key idea is never to conceive a prejudice against others because you know nothing of them. Okay? That's the key idea. Do you understand that? by these 3 lines that I have read, the only thing which hits my mind, which is substantial, is what? That you should not have prejudice against them because you don't know about them. Is that clear? Right? No, Ashadullah, it won't take more time. It is bad reasoning and makes enemies of half the world. Do not think ill of them till they behave ill to you, and then strive to avoid the faults which you see in them. This will disarm their hostility sooner than pique or resentment or complaint. So this is also a supporting idea. Okay, now their hostility will be disarmed. These 2 things are important, and I have to see which option actually encapsulates that. Well, the first option says, the discomfort you felt with your school fellows was because both sides knew little of each other. You should not complain unless you find others prejudiced against you and have attempted to carefully analyze the faults you have observed in them. So, see, the thing is, it says you should not. This word unless is a very strong word, isn't it? Unless is a very strong word. है ना, कि ये तब तक ना करना जब तक ये ना हो जाए. इसका मतलब क्या है? अगर ये हो जाए तो ये पक्का करना. आई एम रिपीटिंग इन इंग्लिश. डोंट डू ए अनलेस बी हैपन्स. इसका इंप्लीकेशन क्या है? इफ बी हैपन्स, डू ए. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? दैट सिंपल, सिंपल लॉजिक ऑफ लैंग्वेज, राइट? टेल मी इन द कमेंट्स. तो यहां पे ये बोला गया है कि यू शुड नॉट कंप्लेन अनलेस यू फाइंड अदर्स प्रेजुडिस अगेंस्ट यू. मतलब ये हुआ कि इफ यू फाइंड समवन prejudiced against you, you should complain. Now this is a very explicit and aggressive statement, and this is something which has not been mentioned anywhere in the passage explicitly. For this reason, A is out. Just like Namta Thapar is out when she doesn't have expertise. So A is out because of presence of the word unless. Cool. Chalo, let's look at B. The discomfort you felt with the school fellows was because both sides knew. Same बात लिखी हुई है ऊपर वाली. Avoid prejudice. Avoid. Very subtle term, है ना? We say okay, avoid this guy, avoid this girl, avoid PJs, right? इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि करना ही मत. Avoid, subtle term. Okay. Avoid prejudice and negative thoughts till you encounter bad behavior from others, and then win them over by shunning the faults you have observed. Wow. So the 2 things which I said, 2 ideas, one is this, another is this will disarm their hostility. तो आपने बहुत सटल तरीके से जब भी बैड बिहेवियर आपके सामने आया तो आपने क्या किया? You won them over by shunning the faults you have observed. कि ठीक है, थोड़ी गलतियां तो होती हैं, है ना? So B looks most valid and correct to me because the passage here is not very aggressive, not very strong, right? So B looks correct to me. Let's see also. You encountered hardship amongst your school fellows because you did not know them well. You should learn to not make enemies because of your prejudices, irrespective of their behavior towards you. If I compare B and C, here in statement C, there is one idea is missing. The idea is that you should choose to ignore or avoid certain faults. That's why B will be better choice than C, so C can be eliminated. D, you encountered hardship amongst your school fellows because you did not know them well. You should learn not to make enemies because of prejudices unless they behave badly. So D is also out for the same reason as B was. We'll go with, as A was, we'll go with B. Clear? So don't you think para summary is easy? और ये मैंने लाइव किया आपके सामने. B मुझे सही लग रहा है. सही क्या है? I don't really know. You will tell me because you have done that, right? Is B correct? Might be PYQ. Is it correct or not? The people who have done that. So Tejaswini will come to Quant also, don't worry. So the idea was, basic idea was that para summary should be done. यहाँ पे एक सवाल हमने कर लिया. And this will take you not more than 1.5 minutes. Okay, so by now we have spent 10 to 12 minutes and got 5 questions correct. All right. Second, 19th. Okay, correct blank. ये fill in the blank वाला है. And this is also easy. This thing is very easy. बहुत ही कम chance है कि ये चीज़ कभी आप गलत कर दो. ये हमेशा करना चाहिए. I hope you are making notes, aren't you? The way I told you how to choose the RC, the first RC, the moment you choose the first RC, go to the VA. First para jumble, you see, just leave that, go to the para summary. Para summary, odd one out, and fill in the blanks are the things that you should be doing. All right. ठीक है, पीछे छुओ ही मत, सोचो मत करना कि नहीं करना, पहले उसे करना है, बाद में टाइम मिले तब करेंगे. ओके, नाउ कमिंग टू दिस वन. Statement is there. There's a paragraph. ये statement कहाँ पहुँचेगा? ये find करना है, and this thing is very easy. All of us know this much English language that we can fit in. This man was a comparative stranger. यहाँ 1 में आएगा, 2 में आएगा, 3 में आएगा या 4 में आएगा. That is very easy. When you read it, you keep on putting it and try to make sense out of it, which we have been doing since ages. हम daily काम करते हैं, तभी सो रहे हैं. पता है आज ना उस आदमी ने ये बोला था, मेरी मौसी ने ये बोला था, मेरी गर्लफ्रेंड, मेरे बॉयफ्रेंड, मेरे दोस्त ने ये बोला था. क्यों बोला होगा? अच्छा, मैं तो यहाँ जा रहा था, फिर मैंने ये उठाया, फिर मैंने इसको देखा, फिर इसने ये बोला था क्या? नहीं, यहाँ नहीं बोला होगा, यहाँ नहीं होगा, कहीं और होगा. You do that, right? This is something which you guys do every day. This is how human beings have evolved. When you want to look at the memories, 1-2 साल पहले कि ये घटना घटी थी, तो घटना कहाँ पे घटी होगी? We tend to make a mental map of things which are logically correct. Sometimes they're chronologically correct. Chronology means time based. Logically, flow of ideas. So we have been doing it. We humans are pro in that. So filling in the blank is the easiest thing which a human can do. That's the perspective that we should have, right? Got it? Kushi, you want the answer to it? Should I solve it? Those who have done it, Khadija says 3, okay. But by the way, you understand this correctly, right? Then next is what? Para summary. We have to do it, right? Then we have what? Again, correct blank. ये भी करना है हमें. And then we have what? What is this? PJ. नहीं करना भाई हमें ये. Okay. Next is what? Odd one out. ये हमें करना है. Odd one out is very easy. Now, I think Vikrant Sir must have told you how to choose odd one out, right? There are various ways. One is chronological sequence, isn't it? So if something is not time based, time bound नहीं लग रहा तो वो गलत ही होगा, है ना? एक के बाद एक घटना होनी चाहिए. Present to future, past to present, present to past, depending on how what the context is. Also the flow of ideas, and sometimes it is grammar. There are multiple ways to solve a an odd one out. The statement which doesn't fit chronology or flow or grammar, or sometimes the main idea, the main context. कि मान लो बात हो रही है एग्रीकल्चर की, बात वाली आ गई लाइन, ऐसा इतना आसान नहीं होता, बट ऐसा कुछ हुआ, दैट विल बी आसान नहीं होता, बट ऐसा कुछ हुआ, दैट विल बी आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट. इज दैट क्लियर? अंडरस्टूड? संजीव, आई एम ए फ्रेशर, सजेस्ट मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? किस चीज़ के लिए करना है आपको? MBA के लिए? All right. So now we have this, and there are also odd one out. So basically, out of 8 VA questions, we had six non-PJs which we'll be solving, and all of it will take 1 to 1.5 minutes. That means 6 to 9 minutes. पहले 8-10 मिनट लग चुके हैं, 6 to 9. So it will be close to, we would have spent 20 minutes, and in these 20 minutes we could get 4 plus 6, 10 questions correct. I'm talking about someone who is average speed. Let's say your speed is low, you will take 25 minutes. If you are fast enough, you might take 18 minutes. Is that clear? But let's keep the average at 20. 20 मिनट 10 सवाल हो चुके हैं. मान लो 2 गलत हो गए. Let's say 2 गलत भी हो गए. Okay. So 8 into 3 is 24, and 2 into -1 is -2. Overall 22 marks आ चुके हैं. So you have already crossed around 80 or 85th percentile. Getting it? That you are, see, I have been doing this for a long time. Let's say you have taken 25 minutes. मान लेते 25 मिनट लगे, 20 भी नहीं. Still you have 15 minutes left. And in this 15 minutes, what you have to do is to solve at least 1 RC. That's it. So now let's go back to the 2 RC that were left for us. Okay? This was it. Look at the perspective again. Does it matter whether a seemingly obscure language spoken by a few people in one isolated corner of the world goes out of existence? Again, this is about culture, right? The genre is culture, linguistics, language, Darwinism, evolution. What's more, languages are conduits of human heritage. By the way, this question, this entire passage is something which a lot of people do not read about these things, isn't it? Linguistics mein, evolution mein, not many people are interested. I am, but not many people will be. So the moment you read 2 or 3 lines, you will feel like skipping this passage, isn't it? Does that happen with you? Did that happen with you? Yes or no? आयुष, जो बताया मैंने exactly वही करो. अगली बार ये करना, पीजे की जगह 6 क्वेश्चन करना, you will be sorted. Okay, so let's read some more. Another argument mirrors that of biodiversity. अच्छा, arguments भी हैं, बहुत सारे critics भी आए होंगे, काफ़ी बातें भी कर रहे होंगे. So there are a lot of different kind of things over here. So this passage can be difficult. Let's look at the questions. Elucidate the quintessence of the argument propounded by Mark Turin concerning linguistic preservation. देखो, यहाँ पे क्या है? The argument was by Mark Turin. There is some kind of specificity to the question. We read only what Mark Turin has said, and let us read the options. If the options are very different, we'll attempt it. Equivalence of language iteration, fiscal investments in linguistics, imperative to equate the safeguarding of linguistic plurality, elucidation of languages as mediums encapsulating and conveying nuanced human behaviors. So here the options are very different from each other, isn't it? And this is a question which is reasoning based, reasoning and bit of inference. So this question is doable. Even the passage looks difficult, but this question is doable. Now this is the passage which can be chosen by half of you and half can skip that, right? Khushi, what if after this we are not able to solve no question from the rest? The instincts answering passages will be riskier for low percentile. Khushi, see, in parajumbles you can do because it is theta. So do it for instinct. PJ should be done in the end. It's theta, right? Okay? Well. 10. What rationale underpins the critics' dismissal? Underpins. They perceive, यहाँ पे ना हल्की सी critical reasoning आ गई है. This question can be a bit difficult. It can go right or wrong. मैं मानता हूँ कि ये wrong हो गया. Okay? 9th वाला correct हो गया. Which of the following does not constitute a reason delineated in the passage for the significance of preserving endangered languages? Does not constitute a reason. Does not. Obliteration of language, endangered languages, substantial financial expenditure. Endangered languages are pivotal for sustaining the biodiversity. Biodiversity, very, very far options, very different options. So we can do this. 12th, given the discourse on language preservation within the passage, what could be an unexpressed potential benefit of documenting and archiving vanishing languages? Enhanced understanding of linguistic structure, subsequent generations might derive insights, formation of personal identity, immediate practical benefits, सब कुछ बहुत अलग है, we can do this. So see, this passage looked difficult from the kind of ideas it had, but the questions are not that difficult. This passage is doable. What do you think? I chose this passage only. Khushi, well done. Khadija, well done. Okay. This has to be done, and here we can get 3 questions right. Of course, this passage reading can be a bit difficult, and that is why I am saying that you must have taken 12 minutes here. 12 minutes here. तो अब तक क्या क्या हो चुका है? अब तक हम लोगों ने overall we have done how many questions? 13 questions. Let's say 2 are wrong. So 11 into 3 is 33. 13 किया हमने कितना किया? 4 plus 4 8 6 14. We have done. Yeah, एक हमने skip किया. So 33 and 2 wrong. So let's say we got 31 marks still here. This is for now. Slowly it is going to improve. And in the last 2 to 3 minutes, you can do just one thing. अच्छा एक बात और, उसको choose करने से पहले ये भी देख लेना कि जो चौथा पैसेज वो कैसा है. First indication that there is a relation between black holes and our universe as a whole is that both manifest event horizons. अब ये science है या philosophy है अभी confirm नहीं हो रहा. Our universe too has an event horizon, a fact confirmed by studying its science only, purely science. The crucial difference between cosmological and black hole event. Cosmologists also speak of particle horizon. Science है, but extreme science है, isn't it? Similarities between black holes and our universe don't end there. Hawking's revelation poses serious problem. A lot of examples also there. Which among the following assertions is erroneously ascribed as a characteristic of a cosmological event? Functions as demarcation, epitomizes, denotes, acts different, all different, we can do that. Which compendium of notions is pivotal to discourse? Black hole event horizons, black holes, cosmological event. देखो यहाँ पे कैसे दिया हुआ है, ये तो कौन सा बात, सी पहले ब्लैक होल इवेंट आया, फिर कॉस्मिक एक्सलेशन आया, फिर डार्क एनर्जी, फिर ये आया. So these are flow of ideas. Very doable question, right? 15th, what we deduced? It's an inference-based question in which we deduce something about particle horizon based on the passage. So a lot of things have been told about particle horizon. Of course, we can do this question. So this passage looks easier. Now it also depends. It also feels. It also depends on the interest that you have. How many of you are interested in science? If you are, this passage is best choice. Even if not, so I said we had 25 minutes. After that, 15 minutes are left, in which you take 12 minutes in the last passage, right? That is there. Or at the very same time, with the average time was 20 minutes till the last round, and the remaining 20 minutes, you could do both these passages. So now the thing is, you read both the passages. This one you can do complete, and the second one you can do only two. Here comes the exact thing, that what exactly interests you and how the questions are. So in a way, the perspective is to choose the passage according to the questions and according to the words that have been used, not according to the genre. So genre is not that important. Types of question is more important based on this. So basically, a person, what all I have told, a person can solve anything from 13 to 17 questions here in 40 minutes. People who are slow to do that will solve 13 questions. People who are fast would do 17 questions. Let's say you get 2 wrong. Here you get 2 wrong, so you will get 31 marks. And by the way, they're going to theta also, like in odd one out, they're going to theta. Probably you won't get 2 wrong. And if you do this, you would have scored like 42 to 43 marks. And anything which lies in the late 30s is a great score. You will cross 98th percentile easily. So next time when you write the mock, try to implement these things which I have told you, and then tell me whether you have crossed that 95th percentile to start with, and then I'll do more such live sessions. In the next live session, I'll do what? I will actually solve a mock. By the way, it's not possible because the things I do while solving something in 2 hours, that will take a lot of time to explain you. That is why I'll take section by section. I'll take VARC in one day, LRDI the next day, and Quant the next day. All right. So I think that'll be great, isn't it? What do you say? Do you suggest me doing that? 40 minutes में solve करूँगा. उसके बाद I'll explain that what was coming in my mind. But today we'll be doing all of it. All right. Cool. And you promise me you'll implement these things. I hope you're making notes. Now let's go to the most feared section, that is called LRDI. Here is it. LRDI. क्या करेंगे? ठीक है. LRDI में तो बस हर किसी का अभी एक ही एम होना चाहिए, that you need to solve 2 sets completely. That should be your first aim altogether. Okay, 2 sets, not more than that. That should be your aim. 5-6 marks बाद aim should be 3. 3 नहीं हो पाएगा, even if it 2 sets हो गया तो 99% cross हो जाएगा. That is something which has been happening in the last so many years in LRDI. So how to choose the sets? See, the first one talks about at the nets of the, थोड़ा पढ़ना पड़ेगा चूज करने के लिए, ठीक है? इसमें actually पढ़ना पड़ेगा. यहाँ you cannot skim or scan the. It's not a passage. You have to read things, okay, completely, to choose whether to skip or not. Okay. At the nets of the Indian cricket team for T20 World Cup, कुछ हुआ. Rahul Dravid noticed that 4 key players are there. तो 4 key players के बारे में कुछ बात होने वाली है. The faltering accuracy. In order to address the problem, कुछ चीज़ें हुई यहाँ पे. There are 6 different statements. इतना देखा मैंने, ये सिर्फ 1 मिनट लेगा देखने के लिए. Then I'll move ahead. अभी मैं बाद में पूरा पढ़ूंगा. मैं समझ में आया 1 मिनट में क्या होने वाला है. The practice session was of total 60 rounds. How many free passes and all would be? ठीक है, देख लिया. Question किस टाइप के हैं. Getting a fair idea. प्रोबेबिलिटी की बात हो रही है, ठीक है. लेट्स गो फर्दर, लेट्स लुक एट दिस. नाउ this is the kind of question which seems like doing in the first side itself. The following table provides partial information about the number of students placed in 4 companies PQRS in each of the years 18 to 22. It also shows the average salary of the students placed in each of the 4 companies during the given period. Number that are missing in the empty cells are natural numbers. देखो, year, company wise recruitment 40% place हुए, यहाँ इतने place हुए, all that stuff is there. CTC is given to you, average CTC. This is something which you always think of, even in your dreams right now. So, this is quant-based data interpretation, isn't it? This is totally quant-based. So, people who can who calculate things quickly can do this set, right? Joel, verse set, why was verse set? देखते हैं अभी, ठीक है. तो लगता है करा किया सकता है. लेट्स लुक एट द थर्ड सेट ऑल्सो. थर्ड सेट, Apple Inc. is a reputed organization where 840 employees are working. 840 employees can either be classified as those who are working in tech or those who are working in non-tech. 840 में दो ही तरह के लोग हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है, ज़्यादा होने भी नहीं चाहिए. Tech and non-tech. Those who travel by bike or by cab, those who are males or females. So ठीक है. Basically, humans have been classified in 3 different ways. 3 different ways. One is they're working in tech or non-tech. Other, how they're traveling by bike or by cab, and those who are males or females. That is it. Ratio of males to females दिया हुआ है. Females who travel by bike, females who travel by cab, ये भी दिया हुआ है. Of all the employees who come by bike, ratio of males to females is this. यार इतने से मालूम पड़ गया कि ये सेट तो मैं करूंगा ही करूंगा. इससे आसान सेट जिंदगी में मिल ही नहीं सकता मेरे को. And in this set, I would spend hardly 7 minutes if I'm fast, 10 minutes if I'm slow. In 7 to 10 minutes, I can solve this set. And by the way, the moment I have came here, I have already spent 3 minutes. Okay, so in the first 10 to 30 minutes, I would solve one set which is composed of 5 questions. 15 marks मेरे आ चुके हैं. अगर मान लो एक गलत हो भी गया तो 11 marks तो आ जाएंगे. Is that right? Now I tell you what, in all the CATs, there is always a set which you have to choose. That is the first set which will be choosing in the first 2 to 3 minutes itself. ठीक है? तो पहले 10 से 12 मिनट में ही आप लोग के 15 मार्क्स आपके हर किसी के, there are 70 people watching this, all 70 people will get the 5 questions. Let's say एक गलत हो गया, so 11 to 15 marks are there for you. They are up for grabs. Just go and pick it in first 10 to 12 minutes itself. The time that remains is 28 to 30 minutes more. Okay. All right. खुशी, you want me to solve this? इसका वीडियो सोल्यूशन दिया होगा ना हम लोगों ने. Still, if you want me to solve this, I will take it in some class. Okay. Now, एक पूरा मैं सेशन ही लूँगा जिसमें कि हम will do VARC, complete VARC, किसी मॉक का, then LRDI and then Quant. डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में बोला हुआ है. बहुत ही अच्छा सेट है ये, बहुत ही प्यारा सा चीज़ है यहाँ पे. कितना ईजी है. कमिंग टू लास्ट वन. देयर आर 4 पीपल, सपना, प्रदीप, मनोज एंड ऋतिक. ईच पर्सन विजिट्स वन प्लेस टू ड्रॉप अ बुक एंड देन प्रोसीड्स टू पिक अप अ बुक एट अनदर प्लेस. इतना ही दिया हुआ है. अच्छा, तो बेसिकली 2 थिंग्स आर देयर, नेम्स ऑफ द पीपल एंड प्लेसेस विच माइट बी मेंशन्ड इन द गिवन स्टेटमेंट्स. ओके. फर्स्ट, Sapna didn't drop the love story book. Didn't drop the love story book and didn't pick the book which was dropped by Pradeep. Person who dropped the book in the park picked up a horror book from the same. इसका मतलब कि genre of the book is also important. And places are there, name, places, genre. Okay, कुछ और भी है क्या इसके अलावा? No. Pradeep picks the fiction book not from the metro station and shop. Person who finds the social book not in the shop and metro station. Person who dropped the book in the mall does not pick up the book from the park. You know what? These are the sets which look. ये पता कौन सेट है? ये है जो ना बोलते हैं ना, बुलाएगी पर जाने का नहीं. स्त्री, याद है? जाओगे तो फंस जाओगे. कि दिस सेट लुक्स वेरी इजी. 4 ही लोग हैं, किताबें तो बांटनी है. But in this set, if you make the table, you know, there'll be one column, second column, third column, and it'll keep on matching. So 4 into 4 into 4. 64 combinations are already there. Isn't it? देखो प्रेरणा दादा हो भी चुका है. जिन भी लोगों ने इस सेट को पकड़ा होगा उनका वही हाल हुआ होगा जब स्त्री किसी को पुरुष को पकड़ लेती है, मूवी वाली. विक्की प्लीज. वो वाला गेम यहाँ पे हो जाएगा, नहीं करना है. शशांक, वेरी बहुत अच्छी बात है. यू आर अ ब्रेव पर्सन. सो वी हैव रियलाइज, आई टेल यू व्हाट, ये आसान है कि मुश्किल ये नहीं पता, बट जो भी सवाल ऐसे होते हैं जहाँ पे ना इस तरह चीज़ें होती हैं, व्हेन देयर आर सो मेनी कॉम्बिनेशंस पॉसिबल, इन सेट्स को हमें पहले नहीं करना चाहिए. टाइम बचे तो बाद में करेंगे. हमने सोच लिया कि अभी तो हम नहीं करेंगे. विल पुट अ क्वेश्चन मार्क. रिजेक्ट भी नहीं किया, सिलेक्ट भी नहीं किया. ठीक है, पीछे जाते हैं. ये करेंगे हम. दिस इज व्हाट वी गोना डू. भाई हमारे पास 28 to 30 मिनट्स हैं यार. मान लो 15 मिनट भी लगा दिए तुमने यहाँ पे. लेट्स से यू 15 मिनट्स. 15 क्या तुमने मान लो यार 18 मिनट भी लगा दिए टू सॉल्व दिस. इट्स अ गुड थिंग टू डू, इजंट इट? एंड इन द लास्ट 10 मिनट्स दैट आर रिमेनिंग, यू कैन ट्राई टू अटेम्प्ट दैट सेट, बुक वाला सेट. ओके, और उसमें अगर 2-3 मिनट में तुम्हें कुछ नहीं आए तो छोड़ के चौथे सेट करना. बेसिकली योर एम इज टू सॉल्व 2 सेट्स कंप्लीटली एंड 0.5 सेट कहीं से भी. वो एक सवाल करो, 2 सवाल करो, कहीं से भी उठा के करना है. तो एसेंशियली यू हैव टू अटेम्प्ट 12 to 14 questions, out of which even if you get 2 wrong, let's say you attempt 12 questions, you get 2 wrong, 30 minus 2 is 28 marks. 28 marks will fetch you 99th percentile. अगर 95 की बात करनी है तो 2 सेट्स क्या, आपने 10 क्वेश्चन किए और मान लो तुम्हारे 8 ही सही हुए, तो 8 into 6 24 minus 2 22 मार्क्स पे भी आपके परसेंटाइल विल बी 93-94 के रेंज में आ जाएंगे. That is the idea. And having said that, first set can be done completely in the first 12 minutes. That is going to happen every time you write CAT or any kind of mock. So try doing this, okay? And you'll soon realize that this is going to help you. 7-8 सवाल सही करना शुरू कर दो from the next mock itself. With time, you'll improve more and you'll move on to 10 to 12 questions also. All right? Is that clear, everyone? Cool. Let's go to Quant now. अब देखो बात क्या है ना, ऐसे यहाँ पे ना when there is live solving, so Quant एक ऐसा सेक्शन है, the only section which, क्या है खासियत Quant में, कि हर एक क्वेश्चन इंडिपेंडेंट है. there is no set. एक क्वेश्चन किया तो ठीक, नहीं किया तो आगे बढ़ गए, है ना. तो क्वांट सबको अच्छा लगता होगा, आई बिलीव दैट. एंड इवन मैथमेटिक्स इज समथिंग विच, एटलीस्ट अरिथमेटिक, विच पीपल फील इज ईजी, इजंट इट? शशांक 2 से हर बार कर रहे हो तो अच्छी बात है. अब हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर माई स्टूडेंट्स? इफ यू आर, देन यू नो दैट आई लव एल्जेब्रा लॉट एंड विल डू एल्जेब्रा फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, नथिंग एल्स. तुम सबको पता है ना? I love algebra. I'll do that. So, देखो पहला क्वेश्चन दिख रहा है. That is, what is this question? It is miscellaneous algebra नहीं, almost algebra ही है, numbers हैं, fractions. Okay. So this says, what is the count of unique fractions p by q obtainable when both p and q are chosen from the set of single digit natural numbers, मतलब 1 to 9, with the constant that q is less than p. मुझे लगता है ये सवाल काफी इजी है. All of you must have done that. Yes or no? देखो अभी मैं क्वांट को ना कुछ सवाल मैं कर भी दूंगा because they are independent from other, so I think I'll do that. Okay. To find unique fractions, q is less than p. So you'd put q as 1. So automatically p can be, what can p be? P can be anything and everything. कहाँ से कहाँ तक जाएगा ये? इसमें टाइम लग जाएगा. That's very easy, right? And we have to find the unique fractions. Unique fractions. Isn't it? We'll choose 2 to 9, exactly. So we have 8 different possibilities. ठीक है? Okay. Second, it says Q is less than 1, so P cannot be 1, right? P greater ही होगा. If Q is 2, then what all values can P take? If Q is 2, then P can take what values? Took 6 minutes, why? देखो, P can be 3, yes or no? Yes. Listen to me carefully. P cannot be 4. क्यों? ये 2 by 1 तो पहले ही आ चुका है. 4 by 2 would not be counted because 2 by 1 is already counted. It's not unique. Do you get that? And that is the problem a lot of you must have faced. 4 is not possible. 5 by 2 is possible. 6 by 2 not possible क्योंकि 3 पहले आ चुका है. By the way, the moment सुनो मेरी बात ध्यान से. The moment you do it, you have to understand कि अब कहीं भी कोई भी नेचुरल नंबर आएगा, you won't be counting that. Do you get it? Because when Q is 1, I have got everything from 2 to 9. 2, 3, 4 सब आ चुका है. अब दोबारा काउंट नहीं हो सकता. So 4 by 2, 6 by 2, 8 by 2 would not be counted. 7 and 9, that's it. Is that clear everyone? यही एक चीज थी जो आप लोगों ने ध्यान नहीं दिया होगा. And that is why you are saying that it took a lot of time. It won't take a lot of time. When Q is 3, P can be 4, 5, not 6. 6 by 3, 2 हो जाएगा. 7 is possible, 8 is possible, 9 is not possible. Is that cool? Do you get it now? How many of you felt trapped to it and chose more such values? Now, when Q is 4, P will be 5, 6, 7 and 9. 6 by 4, 3 by 2 होता है, तो 6 नहीं हो सकता. 3 by 2 यहाँ पे आ चुका है. Is that fine? When Q is 5, P will be 6, 7, 8, 9. ये सब हो जाएगा? Right. When Q is 6, P can be 7, 8. 9 is possible? No, because 9 by 6 is 3 by 2. Already counted. यही तुमने गलतियां की होंगी, I feel. Right? 8 by 6 P by 4 by 3 is 8 by 6. That's not possible. 4 by 3 is already taken care of. So when Q is 6, P will be 7. When Q is 7, P will be 8. 8 by 7 and 9 as well. And when Q is 8, P is only 9. Q can't be 9 because then P will not be having any value. Let's add them up. I get 27 as the answer. तो यहाँ पे अगर आप गलत करोगे तो silly mistakes कर रहे होगे. You might be counting fractions again and again. So you must have got answer as 28. Right? तो ये करने में how much time do you think you are taking? Because you see, एक तो ये mentally भी हो जाएगा, इतना मुश्किल है नहीं. I feel that will take 1 to 1.5 minutes. 60 to 90 seconds, not more than that. Yes or no? ठीक है, तो ये हमें करना है. समझना बात को, ये अलजेब्रा है. आगे बढ़ते हैं. Consider a tank. ये arithmetic है. It's arithmetic. I will do it in the second round. So what I do in quants, try to make notes. The first round is choosing all the algebra questions. Third, algebra or questions which are miscellaneous like numbers, which are more or less algebra only. Because third question, if you see, it can be solved via linear equations, right? How many 4-digit natural numbers have their unit digit is not, okay, A, B, C, D. Unit digit is not less than the thousands. That means D is greater than or equal to A. Am I right? The 110th place digit. किसी से भी ना हो. All right, these are three conditions given. Unit is not less than, it can be more than or equal to. All right. All right. But the moment I have written it, it automatically tells me that this question should be skipped. Why should be skipped? Because there will be multiple cases. When you count all those cases, it will be taking a lot of time. इतना लिखते ही हमने बोला छोड़ना है इसको. We have taken 0.5 minutes to skip this question. We won't do it. It's lengthy. This one, time, speed, distance, we'll do it later on. Clear? Next, क्या है इसमें? Time and work, let's do afterwards. Then what do we have? Time, speed, distance, let's do it afterwards. What do we have here? This should be done. Numbers or algebra, right? This should be done. How many 5-digit numbers starting with digit 5 have exactly one pair of identical digits? Exactly one pair of identical digits. Okay, so let's do that. How many 5-digit numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces are there, starting with the digit 5, starting with 5, have exactly one pair of identical digits, like 5 1 5 2 3 or 5 2 2. So see, 5 1 5 here 5 is repeated, here 3 is repeated. Okay? So ये बोल रहा है exactly one pair. So we can have two cases because it is starting with 5, it should not be skipped. It's easy. Starting with 5, तो हो क्या सकता है? This is case 1. So case 1 में, in case 1 we have 2 5s, and in case 2 we have 2 something else, not 5s. Is that cool? Is that understandable to everyone? Right? Yes. So कितना हो जाएगा? 5 कहीं भी आ जाएगा. The remaining can be filled in how many ways? The remaining values can be filled in how many ways? Five कहीं fill कर दो. The three vacant space can be filled in 9 into 8 into 7 ways. Is that right? Because we have dates from 0 to 9, out of which 5 has already been used. 0 भी आ सकता है. 0 cannot come in the first place. First place occupied is 5 only. So we have 9 into 8 into 7 ways. 9 8s are 72 into 7 is 504. So 504 ways are there just for case 1. Is that right? Is that right? It's not PNC, it's a fundamental counting question. Okay, now the second case where 5-digit numbers have other identical digits than 5, right? So the other numbers, which are they? यहाँ पे 2 digits which are not 5, so which are they? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Is that right? We have 9 such digits. Okay. So there are 4 vacant positions in which any of these digits have to be filled twice. Is that right, everyone? Is that right? So how can I do that? First of all, out of these 9, I need to select one. 9 C1 ways. Is that right? Getting it, everyone? 9 C1 ways. Once I've chosen that, I can fill that number in 2 of these 4 places in 4 C2 ways. Is that fine, everyone? And the remaining 2 spaces can be filled with remaining 8 numbers. So 8 into 7 ways. This is case 2. 9 into 6 into 8 into 7. Is that fine? कितना चाहिए? 54, 8, 54, 3024. If I'm not wrong, just take the calculation once. 3024 plus, yeah. ओके यहां पे भी चीज है, यहां पे एक और मल्टीप्लिकेशन होगा. विच वन? विद द अदर 5 कैन गो इन एनी 4 स्पेसेस. सो 4 C1 यहां भी हो जाएगा. सो ओवरऑल दिस इज 4. 16 2016 plus 3024 is the answer. 5040, which is option D. Clear, everyone? How many of you have any query? Khushi, 4C2, how? Khushi, you have to choose a number, okay? You choose a number in 9C1 ways, that's okay. And that number can be filled in any 2 of the 4 available spaces. तो 4 में 2, कितना जाएगा? 4C2? Got it, everyone? Is that clear? So this will take again 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. All right. अभी तक हम लोग अपने ओवरऑल 4 मिनट खर्च कर चुके हैं. Coming to next one. Khadija, what's not clear? Khadija. मैं थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन भी जल्दी कर रहा हूँ बिकॉज वी हैव टू. चलो जल्द एक बार फिर से कर देता हूँ. केस 1, 5 is here, 1 2 3 4. Now other 5 can go anywhere. In how many ways? मैं आराम से कर रहा हूँ. In how many ways? In 4 C1 ways or 4 ways. Is that right? Is that right? And the remaining 3 digits can be filled in 9 into 8 into 7 ways. That is case number 1. And for case number 2, we have a 5 here, 1 2 3 4. Any 2 will be filled by 1 out of 9 digits, that is 9C1. उनको 2 में fill करना. Out of 4, any 2 spaces. So 4C2. The remaining numbers are 5 is taken, 1 more is taken, 8 are remaining, so 8 into 7. Just add them and get the answer. I hope it is clear now. Okay, cool. Well, next. That is algebra, and we love algebra, don't we? Given a set S containing integers from 1 to n, where n is a positive integer, let P represent the collection of all possible 2-element subsets of S. For each pair in P, we take the small element. Sum of all these small elements is 286. Find the value of n. Did you do it or you skipped it? ये नहीं हुआ. Do you think it's a difficult question? Okay, I think you did not realize that this question, how this question is formed. The set in which we have 1, 2, 3, 4 till n. Okay, is that clear? That is set in which we have n numbers, integers. Now we have to select P represent collection of all possible 2-element subsets of S. कोई दो 1 2 1 3 2 3 2 4. All right. For each pair in P, we take the smaller element. So tell me something. If I take 1, then how many subsets can I make? 1 2, 1 3. Is that right? 1 4 till 1 n. Am I right? So how many subsets have I made? I have made n minus 1 subsets. n चीजें थी. तो 1 2 1 3 से लेके 1 n तक. So from 2 to n, we have n minus 1 sets which contain 1 in as the first digit, right? Is that clear? And it says you have to choose the smaller element, sum of all these elements. So basically 1 count ho gaya hai n minus 1 times. So sum is n minus 1 into 1. Is that right or not? Similarly, if I choose 2, let's say I choose 2, okay? So of course 2 1 to nahi hoga na, 2 3, I want 2. So how many times 2 can be chosen? 2 4 till 2n. 2 can be chosen n minus 2 times. Am I right? Is that right? खुशी ये बताओ. You tried it? Others? केवल 2-3 लोग ही बात कर रहे हैं मेरे से. Others, did you try it? Similarly, if I take 3, so 3,4, 3,5 आगे लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. It will be wasting of time. Till 3n, we have taken 3. How many times? n minus 3 times. And so on. So now we get the idea. We get the pattern, isn't it? We have got the pattern. What's the pattern? What's the pattern? The pattern is, see, 1 into n minus 1, 2 into n minus 2, 3 into n minus 3, dabba into n minus dabba, isn't it? So basically, it is x into n minus x ka summation. Am I right? बात समझ में आ गई सबको? Where x starts from 1 and ends at n minus 1. Is this clear? ठीक है ना? So see, the thing is, you read this question 30 seconds, read and understand. In 30 seconds you find the pattern n into n minus x. 1 minute हो चुका है. अब अगले 30 सेकंड में हमें सॉल्व करना है. By the way, you should not take more than 2 minutes in any of the quant question. That should be your aim. 1 minute हो चुका है, पर सवाल सॉल्व होगा. Is this clear? Now what? क्या करना है इसके बाद? x equal to 1 to n minus 1. Let's open the bracket. We have xn minus x square. If I break it further, I'll get sigma, n is a constant, n goes outside, n sigma x minus sigma x square, where x starts from 1 and ends at n minus 1. Okay? So, what is this? This is n into x plus 1 upon 2, and sum of squares is what? X, right? X into x plus 1 into 2x plus 1 whole upon 6. That is what we need to solve. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear? And what do we put in place of x? And this is equal to how much? It's given. This is given equal to 286. Is that fine? Everyone? समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा? I can put the value of x as n minus 1. Isn't it? That's how we do it. Put x equal to n minus 1 because x ranges from 1 to कितने numbers हैं? Till n minus 1. Put the values and get the answer. Is that clear? ठीक है. So we have n, then we have n minus 1, and here also n minus 1 plus 1 is n only. I hope you are making notes and trying to analyze it. Upon 2 minus n minus 1 comes here. Then we have n, then 2 into n minus 2 plus 1. That means 2n minus 1 whole upon 6 is 286. You can take the LCM and solve it, and you will be able to find the value of n. In fact, you can take n and n minus 1 common also. To solve it further, you can take n and n minus 1 common as well. So things will be pretty easy for you. You will get n as 12 after that. So here, in this question, you took 2 minutes. All right. अभी तक आप लोगों ने कितने मिनट लगा दिए हैं? 5 minutes and you have done 3 questions correctly. Not a bad deal. Let's go further. ठीक है, given alpha and beta are the real and distinct roots of the quadratic equation this, find the smallest linear value of p. मुझे लगता है ये सबने कर लिया होगा. Isn't it? Here it says, it talks about that roots are real and distinct. The basic discriminant is greater than 0. That's it. Isn't it? In calculate discriminant greater than 0 put कर देंगे और हमें बताना है क्या है इसके अंदर? Find the smallest value of p. So automatically you'd get the minimum or maximum at a fixed point and even solve it. This is also a lot of calculation is being done. So 1.5 minutes here as well. Let's go further. The square creates 6 by 6. Smallest square is selected from the given square. Probability that it is 3 by 3. Wow. Nice question. I think you guys have done it, right? मुझे लगता है कि ये सवाल तो ओरली भी हो सकता है, मतलब मेंटली भी हो सकता है. Yes, I hope all of you know one thing. How many 1 into 1 square grids are there? So I'll write here dimensions and here number of grids. 6 by 6 है तो ये कितना हो जाएगा? 1 by 1 dimension 6 by 6 grids होंगे. Is that right? Do you want me to show it to you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See what is happening here. If I choose dimension 1 by 1, यहाँ मैंने ले लिया. Okay, now listen to me very, very carefully. This is the first 1 by 1 that I've taken. I can move 6 steps horizontally, 6 steps vertically. So overall, I'm making 6 into 6 combinations. Right? Do you get it? Similarly, listen to me very carefully. This is, you'll enjoy this, perspective. If I take 2 by 2 grid, let's take 2 by 2 grid. Now, I can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possibilities horizontally and 5 vertically as well. Does that make sense? If I take 3 by 3, it'll be 4 only. Clear, everyone? Is that clear? So 4 by 4 का कितना हो जाएगा? 3 by 3, all of you know it. 5 by 5 का get 2 by 2. 6 by 6 ka, you get 1 by 1. That's it. So find 3 by 3 probability. So 3 by 3, that means 4 by 4. Combinations are there, 4 by 4. Whole upon sum of all this. 36 plus 25 plus 16 plus 9 plus 4 plus 1. Is that right? 16 upon 90. B option. So this won't take you more than 1.5 minutes. By this time, how many questions have we solved? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ये छोड़ दिया था हम लोगों ने. Okay. 5 we have solved. All right. 5 we have solved in how many minutes? In 8 minutes. Not a bad deal. Is that clear, everyone? 5 or 6 कितना किया था? 5 किया ना? Okay. Next. An equilateral triangle PQR is folded in such a way that the vertex R touches the side PQ. ये मुड़ गया ना, नीचे आ गया. याद है वो हवाई जहाज बनाते हो आप लोग, ऐसे मोड़ देते, नीचे मोड़ देते हो. That is 4 units away from P and 2 away from Q. The length of AB is this. where ABCD is a 4-digit natural number. अच्छा ये A into B into C into D नहीं है. This is a natural number, 4-digit natural number. Find the value of A plus B plus C plus D. How many of you solved this question? खुशी समझ में आई गलत क्यों हो गया? कोई बात नहीं. 11th question. How many of you did that? And is it doable? This can actually confuse you a lot, this question, because there are a lot of folding and things have been done. It might use cosine rule. We'll skip this question. Let's move ahead. The area of rectangle is 504 square meter. Sum of perimeters of walls and rectangles whose sides are integers when expressed in meters. This question is not of geometry, it's a question of algebra. Right? How many of you did not do it? Is this easy or difficult? Area of rectangle is 504. What is area of rectangle? Length multiplied by breadth. All of us know that. Nothing new here. We need to find sum of perimeters of all such rectangles whose sides are integers when expressed in meters. Okay. तो हमें twice of L plus B निकालना है summation of whatever whatever rectangles we get. Right? That is what we need to find out. Very good. How to do that? See, now you will listen to me very carefully. How many of you thought that this question is algebra numbers question actually? How many of you thought this question is geometry? Those who thought that might have got stuck. See what happens, L into B is 504. What is 504 by the way? होता क्या है 504? 8 से डिवाइड हो रहा है क्या? बिल्कुल हो रहा है. 16 से हो रहा है क्या? नहीं हो रहा. So this is 2 cube. 8 से हो रहा है ना? 8 6 are 48. 16 से भी हो रहा है क्या? 8 6 are 48. 8 3s are 24. 63. That is 7 into 9. So 3 square into 7. I hope I have done it right. Is the prime factorization right here? 2 cube 3 square into 7. Now listen to me very carefully. Can I say, forget this is geometry. Can I say L and B are nothing, they are nothing but just 2 factors of 504. If you remember that question, in how many ways can a particular number be expressed as a product of 2 different numbers? कितने तरीके से 504 को मैं 2 नंबर्स के प्रोडक्ट के बराबर दिखा सकता हूं? That is the question. So how to do that? First of all, let's try to find number of factors. Power is 3, 3 plus 1. Power is 2 here, 2 plus 1. Power is 1, 1 plus 1. All right. So 4 into 3 into 2. 24 factors are there. If we have 24 factors, that means the number of ways in which I can represent 504 as per 2 numbers will be 12. 12 pairs can be made. Is that right? All of you get that? 24 factors, 12 pairs. That's it. पहला पेयर 1 into 504 बन जाएगा, है ना? दूसरा 2 into 252 बन जाएगा, and so on. तीसरा 3 into 168 बन जाएगा, and so on. So we can make 12 such pairs. So overall we have what? Overall we have 12 such rectangles which they are talking about. Isn't it? 12 such rectangles. Is that right? Is that right? So all we have to do is we have to find out the sum of, let's say the first rectangle is of length L1 and B1. second is L2 and B2, third is L3 and B3, and so on till L12 and B12. So this is what we have to find, yes or no? Do you realize that? That is what we have to find. Yes. Also, this L1, L2, B1, B2, all of them are nothing but factors of this 504. Is that right? And 504 was nothing but 2 cube into 3 square into 7 to the power 1. In the end, all we have to do is to find the sum of factors of 204. So 2 की power 3 plus 1 minus 1 upon 2 minus 1. 3 की power is 1, 1 plus 1 minus 1 upon 3 minus 1. 7 to the power 1 plus 1 minus 1 upon 7 minus 1. This whole multiplied by 2 is the answer. Is that clear? Is that clear? How many of you could do it? And now you might be realizing that this is not the way you looked at the question, right? Clear, all of you? Did you enjoy this? Right. So we'll be spending 1.5 to 2 minutes here also. (9.5 minutes), 6 questions. Let's go ahead. At least how many times a fair coin must be thrown so that its probability of getting at least 2 heads is at least 99.9%. Shashank? Yeah, just the number of factors. No, sum of factors. That's the formula for sum of factors. So if you get at least 2 heads, how is it possible? Probability of getting at least 2 heads right? This must be equal to 1 minus probability of getting 1 head minus probability of getting no heads. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And this is greater than or equal to 99.9%. It's at least. So it is be greater than or equal to. The answer is 3120. All right, everyone. Is that fine? Do you get it? Is that fine? Tell me in the comments. Be quick. Right. So this will be equal to how much? 1 minus, out of n we need only 1 head. That means in NC1 it can happen, right? Nobody is commenting. Yes. Out of n throws, I'm assuming that I have tossed it, n times, and I'm getting only one head, right? So in NC1 ways, I can get 1 head. All right. And head happens in 1/2 ways. And the remaining are tails in n minus 1 ways. Is this expression clear to you? Yes or no? Tell me, everyone. Probability of getting a head or tail in one coin is same. It's 1 by 2 each. So in 1 by 2 to the power 1 ways, I got one head. And in 1 by 2 to the power n minus 1, I got n minus 1 tails. That makes sense. Probability of getting no heads at all. So NC0. एक भी head नहीं है मेरे पास. Not even a single head. So 1 by 2 to the power 0. No heads. Remaining all tails n. This is what it is. And this is greater than or equal to 99.9%. Cool. Okay. Let's solve this. What do I get if I solve this? Would I get something substantial? Okay, NC1 is n. 1 by 2. This is 1 by 2. Okay, this will be 2 to the power n. Right, if you multiply this. NC0 is 1 again. I'll get 1 by 2 to the power n. This is greater than or equal to 999 upon कितना हो जाएगा 1 0 1000. Is that clear? अब मैं एक और काम कर सकता हूँ. I can take 1 minus, let's take 2 to the power n as the LCM. Somehow I think you can solve it now. So someone said the question समझ में नहीं आया था. मयंक, अभी क्लियर हो गया? Nice, no? What needs to be done now? I can send it over here. Okay, n plus 1 upon 2 to the power n is less than or equal to 1 by 1000. If I send it over here, so 1 minus 9 and 1000, this is what I get. That's also fine. Also, cross multiplying 2 to the power n will be greater than or equal to 1000 into n plus 1. That is what we have. Is that clear, everyone? Now, if people know the values of 2 to the powers, it will be easy for them to solve the entire thing. Right? कौन बताएगा मेरे को? 2 to the power 10 is 1024. If I put 10 over here, ये बड़ा नहीं होगा. 1024 ही तो होगा. Here it will be 1000 into 11. Right? I hope you have written this down. Yes or no? Tell me in the points, comments noted. I'm erasing all of it. 2 to the power n is greater than or equal to 1000 times n plus 1. बायनोमियल की जरूरत ही नहीं है. दीप्तांशु. Okay, so at n equal to 10, that is what we could have done easily. देखो मैं लिख के दिखा रहा हूँ, दिमाग में हो सकता है ये तो. 1024. Here we'll get 1000 into 11. तो ये बड़ा तो नहीं है, छोटा है. That means this is not possible. So कुछ ऐसा करना पड़ेगा हमें ऐसा कुछ करना पड़ेगा कि 2 की पावर n should be a 5-digit number. Do you believe in me? When I took n is 10, then I got 1024, the 4-digit number. Let's do something that we get 5-digit number. That is the only way I can cross this. Yes or no? कि यहाँ पे 11,000 आ गया, यहाँ पे सिर्फ 1,000 के आसपास है. Do you understand that? So if I take 2 to the power 12, it is 4,096. If I take 2 to the power 13, it is 8,092. If I take 2 to the power 14, it is 16384. यही होगा ना? Right. Here I got first 5 digit. So if I put 14 over here, तो क्या मिलेगा? 2 की पावर 14 is this, and 14 over here 1000 into 14 plus 1 is just 15,000. ये बेचारा छोटा है इससे. So the answer is 14. Clear? Beautiful question, right? So this won't take much time. It's just 1 minute thing. The calculations है भी नहीं. Seven questions, 10.5 minutes. कितना मजा आ रहा है? All of you got that? फर्स्ट राउंड ही चल रहा है अभी. जब तक कि अलजेब्रा नंबर्स खत्म नहीं होंगे हम फर्स्ट राउंड करते रहेंगे. ओके, लेट्स गो अहेड. 14th परसेंटेज है, अरिथमेटिक होगा. 15th ये भी टाइम एंड वर्क लुक्स लाइक. ज्योमेट्री, oh we have algebra. Consider an AP of 7 terms that can be constructed using the first 25 natural numbers. How many such APs exist where the common difference is a factor of the 7th term? कितनों ने किया था ये? Is that clear? Should we solve this question? Blunder हो गया था. Okay, so we can choose. Total we have first 25 natural numbers, and we have to do it such a way that common difference is a factor of the 7th term. 6 terms are there. Let the terms be a plus d, a plus 2d, a plus 3d, a plus 4d, a plus 5d and a plus 6d. ये बोल रहा है common difference is a factor of 7 terms. So can I say dk is equal to a plus 6d? Do you mind me saying that? K is k is that multiple. So d times k, मतलब d का कोई multiple 7th term है. Can that be said? Yes or no? Which means the first term a in terms of d is nothing but k minus 6 times d. Does that make sense? I think it does. Is that clear? Yes. Feels good. So we can pick different values of a and d. Different values of a and d. If I take a as 1, if I take a as 1, then what all values can I get for d? क्या मिल जाएगा? The value of d. वन ही होगा ना. 1 is a factor of 1 is a multiple of 1 only, right? If a is 2, then d will be 1 comma 2. Because 1 and 2 both are factors of 2. If a is 3, we'll have 1 and 3. If it is 4, we have 1, 2 and 4. I think you realize that. isn't it? I hope you get that. So this is how you can just keep on doing it, and overall you cannot go beyond 25, and when you count it you will get your answer. Okay, so I'll give you the logic. You can solve it. It will take some time. It will take 2 minutes to solve, but it will be solved. Is that fine? Cool. ये सही है सबका? Is that fine? Not really. कोई बोल नहीं रहा. This 4 is not possible, guys. You know why? Because this k minus 6, this k minus 6, and we have 7th multiple. So this thing, this value d, this must be, you know, here, this must be less than what? We cannot go for n till where we can go? We cannot have 4 over here, right? Value of d as 4 is not possible because the moment you take 4, k minus 6 becomes 1, which means k is 7. We cannot go beyond 7, beyond 6 basically. So it can be maximum be 6, right? So that is the reason that 4 won't be counted over here. You take 5, 1 will be counted. Can 5 be counted here? Not really. 5 won't be counted, right? Okay. Let's go ahead. This again time, speed, and distance. 90 number of integral solutions AB of 7 minus AB whole square upon A square plus B square is equal to 1. That is something which is algebra, and we need to solve it in the first round itself. Right? But here, as you can see, there can be multiple cases which can be formed. Like we have things in quadratic and we need to find integral solutions. It can be negative, A can be negative, A can be positive. All values are possible. There can be 4 to 5 cases. That is why we need to skip this. So when we do skip, when we see that things are pretty, you know, we can do it, but it will take a lot of time because there will be multiple cases. Okay. There will be multiple cases. That is why we can, for the time being, we can leave it and move on to the next one. For how many 5-digit possible numbers, all the thousands and tens digit place exist? Okay, you can do that. Numbers. Right. So what I was trying to say, the first round that I did with you, the first round. In the first round, we have done how many? 8 questions. 8 questions in 12 minutes. Let's say that you are pretty slow. You will do 8 questions in, let's say, 16 or even 20 minutes. मान लें? So can I say that you guys can safely solve 8 questions in 20 minutes if in the first round you take algebra and numbers only? Yes or no? Right? And also in algebra and numbers you have to choose which question should we do. Like I chose to ignore this question, the last question. The reason is simple, because there was integral solutions, things were in quadratic, so automatically we'll be having plus and minus both. It'll take a lot of time, so I left that. हार्दिक अभी भी हो रहा है, very good हार्दिक. And what's the problem? Why such low score? Like some people are getting low scores. 20 मिनट में 8 क्वेश्चन कर लिए तो 40 मिनट में अगले 20 मिनट मान लो तुम 8, 7, 6 भी और कर लोगे. 14 क्वेश्चंस अगर सही कर लिए तो you'll already be going beyond the 98 to 99th percentile. Okay, so now the thing is that this live analysis was all about making you understand that how we should choose or skip questions or sets, be it VARC, be it LRDI, be it Quant. So I took the first round. Second round, I'll go back and I'll do all the arithmetic questions which have less number of words. I'm repeating. The first round should be algebra and numbers. जिसमें से एक या दो ही सवाल आपको छोड़ने होंगे. In the second round, you will go back from 22nd to 1st, do all the arithmetic questions which have less number of words. That is second round. In the last 5 or 10 minutes that is remaining, third round, you will go from 1 to 22 again and do those questions which you had left but were lengthy of arithmetic or geometry. And that is how, in 3 rounds, you'll be able to solve at least 15 questions. And if you do all of that correctly, you'll be able to score more than 99th percentile in Quant as well. So follow this. In the next 2 or 3 mocks, just try to follow the next mock itself and then connect to me and tell me whether this thing has helped you somehow. And also, once you've done the next mock, I will take a live mock analysis. Means there will be a portal opened and I'll be solving things in front of you, and whatever comes in your mind, it will be very much fresh, and the perspective will be how I am doing things when don't have to explain it to you. Okay, so what comes in your mind is say it out loud. I'll say it out loud, and all of the things that you do, just note the things down that अभी मैंने इन्होंने ये बोला, अब ये बोला, ये देख के दिमाग में ये आया, all those things. I'll just try to open my mind in front of you. So my thoughts will be there in my words, which you can note down, and probably that will help you. This is the first thing which we did in the live analysis sessions. There will be 3 more in which I'll be doing VARC, LRDI, QA specifically on the exact mock portal. Okay, so be ready for that. I think that is going to help you. That is where I like to end the session. Thank you everyone. Take care. We'll meet in the evening at 7. There's a mensuration class coming up. I hope you guys enjoy this. Well, you're welcome, Khushi, Raman, Harsh. Mayank. By the way, do you want me to take such sessions? जहाँ पे मैं एक मॉक को इंडिविजुअली करूँ, एक सेक्शन को? If yes, then tell me there. Balaji, no, it's of the second batch, the mensuration class. Crash course starts in the last week of September. Like we are planning the questions for it right now. Yeah, so do you guys want me to take those sessions? Section wise, yes or no?